There's a hidden war going on in your house right now. Seriously. It's a silent battle happening inside your walls and under your floors. It's fought by this incredible invisible network that we all take for granted, right up until the moment it fails, and usually in a big way. So today we're going to go behind the lines and take a deep dive into your home's hidden lifeline. It's plumbing. So here's what we've got on tap. We're going to start by mapping out this whole unseen network. Then we'll get into the real-life plumbing nightmares and uncover what's really causing them, using a great example. After that, we'll peek inside a plumber's toolkit, talk about how you can get smarter about preventing these disasters, and we'll wrap up with why this whole system is just so darn important. All right, let's jump right in. Just think about it for a second. Right behind your drywall, under the floor you're standing on, there's this ridiculously complex web of pipes. Copper lines, PVC drains, vent stacks, the whole shebang. It's really an engineering marvel when you think about it, all designed to bring fresh water in and get the wastewater out all day, every day, without a sound. And we never give it a second thought. Yeah, we just expect it to work perfectly, 24/7, right? But the thing is, this system is under constant attack. From daily use, from getting older, even from the ground your house is sitting on. So, what happens when this invisible workhorse finally decides it's had enough? And it's always going to be at the absolute worst possible time. And that right there leads us straight into the stuff of nightmares. Plumbing emergencies. We've all been there, haven't we? That sinking feeling you get when you hear a weird dripping sound in the middle of the night. See, these aren't just little annoyances. Nope. These are destructive, they can be hazardous, and let's be honest, they are super stressful disasters just waiting to happen. I want you to picture this. It's 2 a.m. You're sound asleep, and suddenly you're woken up by what sounds like a waterfall in your living room. That's it. That's the total chaos of a burst pipe. We're talking minutes, and it's already causing major structural damage. This is a real time-is-everything kind of emergency. Okay, but then there's the big one, the ultimate nightmare, a sewer backup. See, when that main line gets blocked, everything that's supposed to be going out has only one place to go, and that's back in, usually right up through your basement drains. It's not just a mess, it's a legitimate health hazard. It is honestly one of the worst things you can go through as a homeowner. And of course, we can't forget the classic, the water heater that just gives up the ghost. One minute you're thinking about that nice hot shower, and the next you've got a basement full of water and a very, very cold morning ahead of you. And you just know it's going to happen during the worst cold snap of the year, right? So you gotta ask, why does this stuff happen? It's so easy to just chalk it up to bad luck, but the real reasons, they're usually hiding in plain sight. To really get it, we need to see how a specific environment can just wreak havoc on your plumbing. And for that, we're gonna use a fantastic case study, Orchard Park, New York. Okay, look at this. This is so interesting because it shows you the ideal world versus, well, the real world. On one hand, you've got perfect plumbing conditions. And on the other, you've got a place like Orchard Park. It's in the Lake Erie snowbelt, so you get this constant freeze-thaw cycle that's just brutal on pipes. The ground, it's not stable. It's this heavy clay that shifts around and puts pressure on everything underground. A lot of the homes are older, so they have aging pipes from the 60s. And to top it all off, the water is hard. It's full of minerals that just build up inside your pipes, like cholesterol, slowly choking off the flow. So this really breaks down the specific bad guys that are attacking your plumbing. You've got extreme cold, which doesn't just chill the pipes, it freezes the water solid, and that expansion can split a pipe wide open. You've got that shifting soil, which can literally bend or just snap a sewer line. And those gorgeous big old trees in your yard, their roots are like guided missiles searching for water, and they will smash right through a sewer line to get it. And yeah, if you're in an older house, you might have these old galvanized steel pipes. Basically, they corrode from the inside out, so over the years, your water flow just gets squeezed down to a tiny little trickle. Okay, so when you're facing all of that, what do you do? Well, let's shift gears from the problems to the pros and see how they tackle these things. Because it's not just about having a big wrench, it's about having a real system for bringing order back from total chaos. So a really professional service call is designed to be super straightforward, to actually lower your stress level. Step 1, you call, and a real person answers the phone, anytime, day or night. They get it, emergencies don't happen 9 to 5. Step 2, a technician figures out exactly what's wrong and gives you clear upfront pricing options. And this is key, they do this before they start any work. And finally, step 3, they do the repair, and then, and this is so important, they test it to make absolutely sure the problem is gone for good. And that commitment to being totally transparent, that's everything. When your basement is flooding, the last thing you need is some massive surprise on the final bill. Knowing exactly what it's going to cost and what your options are right from the start, that puts you back in control. That's how you build trust. Now, here's something that really separates the pros from the amateurs. Working to code. And this isn't just about picky rules. It's about physics, it's about safety. Like, for a drain to work right, it needs a perfect quarter-inch of slope for every foot of pipe. Any steeper, and the water rushes past the solids, leaving them behind to cause a clog. Too shallow, and nothing goes anywhere. Following the code means your repair isn't just a temporary patch. It's a safe, functional fix that's actually going to last. All right, so we've torn apart the problems, and we've seen how the pros handle them. So the big question is, how can you get ahead of this? This is where we need to switch our mindset, Stop being firefighters who just react to disasters, and start being proactive homeowners who prevent them from ever happening. And a huge decision you're going to face is this: repair or replace. Look, if you've got a newer system and it's a simple fix, yeah, repair it. That makes total sense. But we have to be smart about this. Is it really a good idea to sink more money into a 12-year-old water heater that's already on borrowed time? Or patch one little leak in a whole system of old, corroded pipes? A lot of the time, that's just putting a Band-Aid on a problem that's about to become a much bigger, much more expensive headache. Okay, let's get super practical. Here are some things you can do, starting with one of the biggest winter headaches. Preventing frozen pipes is actually way easier than you think. First, insulate any pipes you can see in your basement or crawl space. That's your best defense. When it gets crazy cold outside, just open up the cabinet doors under your sinks. That lets the warm air from your house get in there. Letting a faucet drip just a tiny bit keeps the water moving, which makes it a lot harder for it to freeze. And for the love of all that is holy, disconnect your garden hoses before winter hits. Seriously, these are simple, cheap things that can save you thousands of dollars in damage. But really, the name of the game is catching problems before they become, well, problems. Think of preventative maintenance like a yearly checkup for your house's plumbing. A pro can come in and spot stuff you would never notice, like a drain that's just a little bit slow, which could mean there's a huge clog forming way down the line, or the first signs of corrosion on a pipe. It's all about getting ahead of it. Spending a little bit of money on an inspection today can save you from a massive 4-figure emergency bill down the road. It's just smart. All right, let's pull back for a second and think about the big picture here. Why this all matters so much. Yeah, we've been talking about pipes and water heaters, but it's not really about that, is it? It's about something much more fundamental. It's about the health, the safety, and the comfort of your home. And this right here really shows you how big the impact can be. We've talked about the huge disasters, but even a small problem can be a big deal. You know that toilet that never quite stops running, that little hiss? It might seem like nothing, but that one toilet can be wasting hundreds of gallons of water every single month. It just goes to show you, in this hidden network, every little piece of the puzzle matters. So next time you turn on the tap or flush a toilet, just take a second. Think about that huge hidden network that's working its tail off for you 24/7. It's your home's lifeline, and it's always in a fight against pressure, age, and everything the world throws at it. And that really just leaves us with one last, really important question to think about. Is your home's hidden lifeline ready for the challenge?